Cropia is a promising new farming sim that blends the comfort of Stardew with the ambition of automation. But does it actually grow into something special? Let's dig in and find out if Cropia is worth it or one to wait on. Cropia drops you onto a small patch of fertile land and hands you the basics: a hoe, a watering can, and a dream. From your first morning, it feels familiar: till, plant, water, harvest, sell, repeat. But very quickly, you realize Cropia isn't aiming for another slow-burning farming fantasy. It wants to make you efficient. Within your first few in-game days, you'll unlock ranching, tool storage, automation helpers, and even employees who can water crops for you. It's all delivered through a guided tutorial that walks you through each core mechanic step by step. The result? Cropia feels generous, almost too generous. While games like Stardew or Coral Island tease new tools and mechanics over dozens of hours, Cropia hands you most of the toy box right away. That makes it approachable, especially for newer players, but it also means some of the long-term excitement, the slow unfolding of a new system, isn't really there. It's early access, so structure may still evolve, but right now Cropia feels like a farm that grows fast, maybe a little too fast. At its roots, Cropia sticks as a genre's comfort food: plant, water, harvest, sell, reinvest. It's a rhythm that's immediately satisfying. The crop system is simple but effective. You start small, experiment with soil types, then expand to new plots, adding irrigation and fertilizer. Where the game tries something new is in its automation layer. You can hire helpers to water, use machinery to streamline harvesting, and gradually build a self-sustaining loop that frees you from micromanagement. The good news? It works. Seeing your farm hum on its own feels rewarding. The catch? Some of these systems unlock very early. By day 5 or 6, you might already feel like you've hit a mini endgame, and that can undercut the joy of discovery. Still, it's an interesting direction, a cozy sim that celebrates productivity as much as peace. The user interface mostly gets the job done: clean menus and a straightforward inventory, but the controls are the roughest part. Hoeing and watering feel stiff, especially with a controller, switching tools can stutter, and animations lack that snap that makes chores feel tactile. It's not game-breaking, but just enough friction to remind you that Cropia is still sprouting new leaves in early access. Once your routines click, Cropia settles into a pleasant, slow rhythm. You fall into that familiar farming flow, the kind where time slips away as you tidy rows, feed animals, and tinker with your layout. The flow state here is strong, but not constant. When controls cooperate and the systems sync, it's blissfully meditative. When tool targeting misfires or stamina management interrupts you mid-task, it jolts you out of the trance. Speaking of stamina though, the game handles it nicely. It regenerates gradually throughout the day. That single tweak does wonders for pacing, so instead of collapsing by noon, you can pace yourself, step away, and still get work done later. The soundtrack is gentle and rustic: acoustic guitar, soft percussion, a few lo-fi touches. It fits the atmosphere perfectly, but loops a little too often. After a few hours, you might find yourself lowering the volume and adding your own playlist. Visually, Cropia is charming. Its art style lands somewhere between dinkum and garden paws, colourful, soft-edged, and inviting. Lighting shifts gently throughout the day, giving sunsets that honey gold glow cozy gamers live for. The ideal session length? Probably around 45 to 90 minutes. That's enough time to see progress without repetition setting in. Any longer and the control quirks start to nibble at the chill. For all its early access edges, Cropia has a lot going for it. First, flow and accessibility. The game doesn't make you struggle for hours to find your footing. It teaches mechanics clearly, rewards progress quickly, and lets you feel capable from the start. Second, employees and helpers. Few farming sims implement AI assistance this smooth, this early. Being able to delegate watering or other repetitive chores keep the pace relaxed and makes expansion viable. Third, thoughtful little features. Tool-specific storage keeps your backpack tidy, stamina regeneration lets you play at your own pace, and a guided tutorial means even genre newcomers won't feel lost. Finally, the presentation. The art direction is bright but grounded, crops pop against warm soil tones, and little environmental details, like birds, weather shifts, a flickering lamplight, make the world feel alive. It's a cozy aesthetic that doesn't lean on nostalgia, it stands on its own. At its best, Cropia feels like watching a small studio genuinely understand why people love these games. Calm systems, gentle feedback, and visible growth. It's not reinventing farming sims, it's just nurturing what's already satisfying. But every crop has its weeds, and Cropia has a few. The biggest issue right now is controls. Hoeing, watering, and switching tools feels a little clunky, like there's just enough delay to break immersion. For a game built on repetitive daily actions, that tactile feel matters. When movement and tool use aren't silky smooth, even cozy chores can start to feel like chores. The second concern is pacing and progression. Unlocking nearly every major system early, ranching, automation, helpers, gives immediate gratification but little anticipation. Part of what makes games like Stardew engaging long-term is that steady drip of upgrades and surprises. In Cropia, you might hit comfort too fast. The third issue is depth. The mechanics are solid, but once your farm runs efficiently, there's not much to push against. Quests, character arcs, or evolving events could help, but for now it's more sandbox than story. Performance is mostly fine, though occasional animation pops and tool collision hiccups remind you this is still an early access seedling. None of this ruins the experience, it just limits it. You can see the potential clearly, it's just not fully harvested yet. If you love the farming side of Stardew Valley but can skip the dating, Cropia might be your happy place. It's made for management-minded players, people who enjoy balancing efficiency and aesthetics. Fans of Dinkum, My Time at Sandrock, or Coral Island will recognize the mix of systems, but Cropia leans harder into calm routine and automation rather than narrative. It's cozy without being sleepy, it wants to keep your hands busy and your mind light. If, however, you play these games with storylines, personalities, or long-term goals, Cropia might feel a little empty once the systems settle. It's a farm you'll enjoy visiting, maybe not one you'll live in. Replayability in Cropia comes from the routine itself. It's a game you can pick up for an hour, tidy your fields, check your helpers, and log off with that small achievement glow. It doesn't have the variety to demand hundreds of hours yet, but for its early access price, it delivers a full weekend of cozy farming comfort. The developer's roadmap does hint at future expansions, more crops, deeper NPCs, and refined controls, so the value will likely grow over time. As of now, it's good value with caveats. You're buying into potential as much as content, but what's here already feels stable and satisfying. If you treat it like an early season planting, something to nurture and check back on, it's worth the investment. So is Cropia worth it or skip it? For me, it's worth it to see how it progresses through early access. The base game is strong, the vibe is right, and the design choices show real heart. But it still needs a little polish, tighter controls, slower progression, and a few more long-term goals. If you love cozy farming loops and want to watch a new sim grow alongside its community, Cropia is absolutely worth planting into your library. Just expect a seedling, not the full harvest yet. So what do you think? Does Cropia deserve a spot on your farm roster, or are you waiting for it to bloom in full release? Drop your take in the comments, I'm reading every one. And if you enjoyed this cozy review, leave a like, it helps the channel reach more chill gamers, and subscribe for weekly deep dives into indie and simulation worlds. Until next time, keep your crops watered, your tea warm, and your games cozy.